So I've created a YouTube channel. It has no videos on it. It is January the 7th, 2023. And in these videos, I'm going to take you along making low content books and different side hustles like Printify and everything to see if they actually work in the long-term run. You've probably binge watching YouTubes as well, looking for these side hustles, but I don't know if the YouTubers are just using that kind of as clickbait or having content so that they show you all these things, but they actually don't do it because they have different side hustles, or if they're actually making money. And how long? Is there a certain number? So with these low content books, is there like 50 books that we need? Or is there a specific genre they're in and they're just not being really specific in what they're doing? I'm not an artist by trade. This is Chaos Artist. This is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to be using Canva and Amazon as well. So this is my first low content book. It was called Brain Dump. It was published December 31st, 2022. My brain has too many tabs open. And I've created my pen name, Chaos Artist. It has 120 lined pages. It's size 6x9, multi-purpose journal, brain dump your thoughts. This is a judgment-free notebook, and yes, there are too many tabs open. So this is kind of my reflection of myself, so I'm just using puns for my books. Now, this doesn't show what's inside of it. Of course, it's just lined pages, but it does give the buyer some info, and it does actually have a really cute design at the back, which it doesn't show. So if you come down here, I need to, I guess, figure out how to get more product detail, or maybe not product detail, but how to improve this so I can include a little bit more information, as well as maybe any of the pictures. I did order an author's copy because I did show on the .com site there is a section for video. I can upload a video, so I ordered some author's copies, and then I can, once I get them, I do a little video and then I'll showcase the books a bit more. For this one, I just chose 120 line pages. This is just from a template, so it's always good to see what templates you can get for free, and they'll have the amount of pages already listed, so you want to use that. This one is my second one. It's called Meal Planning. So it's a meal planning, saving time and money. And I didn't include that on the front, but also just something to think about, that you should have maybe something in the subtitle. And this one has 12 months of planning, meal planning book, pages to fill out, inventory recipes I want to try, daily meal planning, monthly meal plan, food ideas, and monthly reflections. This also does have a cute graphic on the back, but it's not showing up. This one was published on January the 2nd, and the dimensions are 8.5 by 11. So at the end of this video, you are going to be able to make your own doing these same exact steps. This one with the .com also does have the video, uploading the video as well. So once I get that, I'll show you and upload a video onto it. So I just want to show you my meal planning cover. So this was the cover I uploaded, and this one is the cute graphic, which is really cute, but you don't see that on the back. So this is my meal planning one. So it really doesn't show really what's reflecting what's in Amazon. So monthly calendar, inventory, recipes I want to try, all these different types of things, as you can see, and it continues on for the 12 months. So I really want to make sure I get a video of that, and then maybe work on, I think, the sourcing, so I can add some of those pictures and figure out how to do that. So this one is the simple lined papers. Because it has a bigger bleed with the pages, it actually looks a bit different when it's in the booklet, and it's not such a huge gap at the top. But this one was a template that I already downloaded, and it's one of 120 pages. So this one I didn't have to do anything further with it. So this is the picture of the brain dump one, and then it says, "I love you." So the very first one we're going to do is a very simple lined book. We're going to do this one because we want to get familiar with Amazon publishing, we want to get familiar with Canva, and just keep it really simple. Then you can work off that with something like the meal planning or something a bit more. But I'm going to switch, I think, back and forth between higher content books, which is still considered low low content books, because low content, like the meal planning one, the user is filling out more of the information, and that's still considered a low content book. So have a look through the Amazon rules of what low content books are. And now they have a medium content book and then a regular book. So have a look at those distinctions, because then it depends on your publishing and how you're going to put it together. So first we're in Canva. I'm assuming you have Canva or some sort of other software that you're going to be using. First, what we want to do is figure out the size of our book. So first what we're going to do is go to bookow.com, and this is a really nice site you can use. I have only used this for the KP cover template generator, but there are some other features, so I'm just going to click that. So this is going to take you to the Kindle Direct Publishing, which is KDP cover template generator. So with this is just a picture, but it's a 6x9 book. You have 300 pages, and you just want to, you get this generated template with the bleed to make sure that none of your content is in the bleed line, because Amazon Publishing will reject it if it is. Because it's 300 pages, the spine is going to be bigger, and then the back as well. So it gives you not a 6x9. This is not a 6x9 page. It's going to be with the margins added. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we need to make our cover. So if you have 120 pages, of course the spine is going to be, or 200 pages, it's going to be different. So we're going to choose a paperback book. The hardcover books you want to look at Amazon, because as far as I know, hardcover books are kind of a different category. Right now as well, at this recording, Amazon does not require you to have a barcode or an ISB number for low content books. If you're on a different site getting them printed, that's something different, but for Amazon, you don't need an ISBN number. But if you were going to actually make a book, you will have that probably there. So you're going to type in your width. So you're going to do 6x9. We're going to do 6x9. So we're going to keep it at 120 pages, because the template we're going to be using is 120 pages. When you create your own books and stuff, you can change this, but if you are using a template that already has lines made for you, just have a look and see what their page count is. We're going to ignore all these other things. So you're going to put in your email address if you want to consent to the email, and then a pop-up box will happen, and it'll ask you for a donation, because it is a free site this person is providing. You don't have to, but it highly recommended, and then go through that process. You'll get an email, and then you'll get the downloaded template, so you want to download it. Alright, so once you have downloaded it onto your computer, it's going to look like this. This is the paperback cover template. We have 120 pages. It's going to be on white paper, and it's prepared, of course, by this person. You're going to look on this side, and it's going to be the full color of the side, including bleed, is 12.52 by 9.25. So that's what we're going to input into Canva. So we're going to go to Canva. We're going to want to go into Canva. On the right hand side, it says custom size. You're going to change this to inches, making sure it's set to inches. We're going to put 12.52, and then the height was 9.25. We're going to create a new design. All right, so we have created a new design, and then what we're going to do is upload our design. So we're going to go onto the left hand side here. We're just going to click upload, and we're going to upload the file. You're going to find it on your computer, and you can just click it and then drag it so that it fills the entire page. So we are going to need to delete this after, but this just gives us a great layout of where we're going to put everything. So this is going to be the front, this is going to be the back, and we can do whatever we want with it. So you can go up to design, there's certain templates you could put up here. You can use different styles. So just in templates, you can do covers, notebook cover, a journal cover, if you like anything there. Of course, read the terms of conditions of what you're able to do and abide by them, of course. So this one, let's make it, so let's see, I wanted to see if I wanted to use this cover. I can click on it and it's going to take up the full entire page. Now if you look, there's different elements. If I don't like certain things, I can definitely click on it and delete it, but I don't want this maybe for my full page. So let's see if I click and drag my whole thing. Then I can go down at the bottom here and resize it. So it's just showing me it's resizing those elements, and then I can move it. This is still having this color background, so if I wanted to change it, I could go up to here and change the colors. But I think I'm just going to delete this background, and then I can reposition where I want it to be. So when I deleted the background, it did delete my upload as well. So I would just have to upload again, which I just drag and drop. Oops, go to uploads, find my 6x9 on top of it. You just click it, and this button has duplicates, trash can, or delete, and then more. You're going to send it backwards, so it's going to fall behind your items. Let's see. Send it back. There we go. So if I wanted to put these on different places, you can do that. And then make sure, like this one would not be accepted in the Kindle publishing because it's falling under the blue line, so you want to make sure those are all intact. So I'm just gonna find some cover, maybe find some sort of text that I like, or what I could do, if I already know the text that I like, I can go down to here on the left side, click on text, and I can choose from like a heading, a subtitle heading, or just a little bit of body text. There are these texts down here too that you're able to use to give you an option for what kind of font that you want. I've decided I'm going to do this one instead, and this one obviously is super bright. Let's resize it, just dragging it, and I don't need 3 of those. I think with a nice backdrop, it'll stand out obviously pretty well. And okay, so they're all attached. Nope, they're not. We can separate them and delete them. And then I'm write journal. And I can make it a bit bigger. I'm just dragging it. It's really nice because they have the grid lines for these, so I can see if they're centered. And so that says journal. And then do we want to do anything on the back? So we can try and have a look. So if I want to go up to, so what I'm going to do now though is I do want to have a clever pun obviously on the back. That's kind of what I've been doing. And I found this one: when your life gives you melons, you're dyslexic. So I'm just going to go to the elements and I'm going to type in melon. And I don't really know what I want, and I want to use a graphic because I'm not going to use a picture, but you can. And obviously the animations won't work on there. So do I want a melon, and do I want it literal, or do I want something that's kind of cute and playful? Well, this might be a good one. I'm going to add that. I just click on it. And this one is called Magic Recommendations. So it actually liked this one a bit better. So you can see all of what's kind of similar. And I think, I don't know if that same connotation though with the melon. Ooh, bubble tea. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Let's get back. We're going to be doing that one. And So I'm gonna decide to go back to this original one because this one had the little watermelon in it. I think it's more literal, but also not. So I'm not gonna worry about the barcode because these ones aren't gonna have a barcode on it. But I do want to have it proportional to the rest of the book. And so I'm going to obviously, I don't know. Do I want to keep the same text? It'd be interesting. So if I do want to keep the same text, I can just click on it. And then this one is called duplicate, and you just click on it, and then I can move it over. Obviously, I'm going to make it a lot smaller, so that might be an issue. But I'm going to write when life gives you lemons. Ooh. Your apostrophe people. Dyslexic. Okay. Maybe take that to a 12. Oof. All right, we're gonna bump it up a bit. Maybe a space after the melons. And just kind of seeing how it is without the writing. Okay. I'm just going to move it down a little bit and just, get it to where you want it to be. All right, so I'm going to just see it's good. It's in my margins. The other thing I did, and you don't have to, of course, is I'm going to go back up to text. And I'm just going to write my little K-Auth artist. And I'm just going to put that in the corner over here. So that way, people, if they like the journal and they forget where they got it from, I'm hoping that they can just go back there and have a look on the back of the book, and it'll be there for them to order more. So I just went up to the text and I just changed. I know I've been using Lato for a while, Lato and Lato Bold. So I just went up, changed it, and there's a whole bunch of other typefaces you can use, obviously, if you wanted a different color. So this one, I am going to make it white because I'm going to change that black drop. So I click on the A, click on the white, and then I'm going to delete this. So I'm just going to highlight it and delete it. So, and then just going to click on it, and this box appears up here. That's your background color. We're going to go black. So definitely way better at reading. I think this still is pretty good at the reading. When life gives you melons, you're dyslexic. I think that's super cute. Okay, we're going to save that. So you're going to go up into the right hand corner to share, and you're going to go download. So there's different ones. There's JPEG, PNG, PDF standard, PDF print, SVG, and all those ones. What we're going to do is a PDF print because that is best for printing. Of course, if you're going to be doing an ebook, you might want to also save it for web design or anything else. So just, pick what is applicable to you. And you're going to download it. And then open it up and have a look. So if you like how that looks, I do like the spacing, making sure all your punctuation. When life gives you melons, you're dyslexic. D-Y-S-L-E-X-I-C. So another tip that I learned is to read it backwards, because then you're not trying to piece it together. You're focused on the words and making sure that they're spelled correctly, journaled, spelled correctly. So we have our outside book all complete. We are going to save it to our desktop, and then we are going to figure out what we're going to do for the inside. So there's lots of places you can actually just type in, free template and of 120 pages lined. And you have a look at their description of what they can use. This one is the one I found for free, and this one is called kdpinterior.com. So they have actually a bunch of, so if you go to their homepage, and click on the freebies, you'll be taken to this page. So when I got to this page, I was like so excited because they're all these free ones, but also like, you know, choose what you need. There's these blank comic strips that have 120 pages ready to upload. You can do line pages, and that's what we're going to be using today, editable line pages. So you're going to add that to your cart, and it's going to be sent to your email, and you're going to upload it. So once you've downloaded, it does say Canva Editable Line Page Journal. So if you really wanted to take it a step further, I just tried it. You go back to Canva, you can click on Upload, find it on your computer, and then scroll down and it'll be in your recent designs. So it will look like this. And you're able to, down here you can zoom in. You just take the little percentage and then you can edit it as you like. So just to let you know, also I've been working on this gratitude one in Canva. Because I have a lot of different elements on each page is going to be a bit different, I think. I'll have to relook at it, but they kind of capped me out and I could only do 110 pages on it. So just have a look and make sure, like, depending on how much you're going to be having on your pages. I'm sure if it's just blank, you can obviously have more pages, but because I had a lot of elements within each page, it really, it stopped me and I couldn't add any more. So I had to kind of rethink how many pages I could have and what I wanted to do with them. So now that we've got our template, we've got the inside template, and we've got our cover, we're going to go to Amazon. So Amazon Publishing. You're going to go there and set up an account if you already don't have one. And you're going to go into your area and click on Create. In this one, we're going to do a paperback book. My language is English, the book title. So when I went back into publishing, there are elements I cannot change. So this one's already published. Language cannot be edited after your book has been published. Titles cannot be edited after your book is published. Subtitles as well. So you just want to make sure edition numbers, we don't have editions. They won't allow you to have a series for low content books. Any authors. So I'm just putting this as well. And then you just want to make sure you're able to change the description and some of your keywords and stuff. But there are going to be low context section cannot be changed. There's certain things, so if you wanted to change one of those elements, you would have to delete it. So this one is just going to be journal. And on the back, I'm just going to write for my subtitles, when life gives you melons, you're dyslexic. So what you could also do for your subtitles is you could write like daily journal, daily, I could write daily journal here because they are going to have the date section at the top. You can write something more elaborate. Have a look at all these different other journals and what they're going to put. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm going to be very basic and see what happens. So series, like I said, with a series, have a look into it. We're not doing a series. Edition number, author, I'm going to put my pen name. And they accepted it. No other contributors. So I'm just going to put, so this is where you can format and put some source code. So that is something I do need to look at and figure out how to do that. Once I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. This is a 120-page lined book. It has date and days of the week at the top. Daily journal. Of course, you can write a lot more or a lot less, and I'm just going to write that for now. That's all I can really think about. I own the rights and hold the necessary publishing rights. Now your keywords, you can choose up to 7 keywords to describe your book. And have a look, you can have, it says, when they browse the Amazon website, the best keywords do not repeat themselves, and then also prohibited ones, but have a look. This one is just keywordtools.io, so you can do like journal and see what kind of keywords come up. You can do like a Google keyword search. Let's see what they say. Journal, journal for women, journal for writing, journal for men, leather journal, that's not applicable to us. You really want to try to use the applicable ones. So if there's like a certain niche that you want, like this journal is for something, like this journal is just to be used for daily devotions or daily meditation, that could be something if you're gearing toward it. I think I would look into this a bit more because I feel like these keywords are already in the title and the category and description. Alright, so I chose some of my keywords. Don't try to copy me because I am definitely not a keyword expert. I think there's so many things that we don't really know, and it takes a while to just figure it out. So those are just you're probably looking at like, oh, there's so much more, or you're doing it wrong. That's okay, this is a process. So I can choose up to 2 categories. So this is obviously going to be a non-fiction book, but I can put it in like mind, body, and spirit if I'm gearing it toward like, let's see what they have. Like inspirational and personal growth. Let's put it in there. Let's put it in business and economics. Which one? Which one would you choose? There's so many different categories that it is really hard to choose. And you can go on to what I did on the first couple ones, is just going on to see what other people who have sales chose for their categories. So a lot of them were doing office equipment and supplies. So that's going to be my second category. So they're all here. If I change my mind, I can click on remove. But have a look and see what type of journals that you, in your category that you're going to be selling them in, or who you're marketing them to, see what categories they put them in. So does this book classify of any type? So they have a low content book option here, and you do need to click it. This is, or you can choose like a large print book, which we're not doing today. But what does that mean? So I think like a large content is 16-point font or greater. Alright, so does this book contain any inappropriate language? It does not. We save and continue. Gets us to the next page. We're publishing without an ISBN number. If we were doing, so it tells us this low content one doesn't require it. If we were doing a book, Amazon does have and give you your own ISBN number, but from what I have been reading and listening to, like say if I was doing a novel, Amazon can give me my own ISBN number, but then I couldn't use it to sell it anywhere else. Like if I wanted to go, I wanted to give it to a different publishing company, I'd have to buy my own ISBN number or use theirs. So there's going to be multiple ISBN numbers. The workaround, of course, is always getting your own ISBN number, and then you can use your own ISBN number here. We don't have to figure that out. Enter the date. To me, it doesn't really matter, but if you were wanting it for like a launch date, then this would be your where you would put it in. I'm going to be using black and white interior with white paper, and you can kind of see, of course, you can choose different options, but you can change the price. This is the size, but you can choose a different size. And so this is also an option depending, I mean, you can do your own, but it's gonna probably be costing a bit different because they're making like a custom size for you. So just understanding what the standard sizes are will really beneficial you. So for this one, it says, what are bleeds? Setting your interior is bleeding allows printing at or off the edges of the pages. So you'll see this when in our preview, we're going to have a bleed because it's going to go off the edge of the pages. If you're in Canva and you're doing like a template and you've set it up for a 6x9 page and you want it to have like certain boxes in a certain spot, I would do no bleed. But you can always change it. Like if you're in your preview, you can see what it's going to look like before it gets printed. You can do matte or glossy. I've been doing glossy. But for black, it looks nice, but it could also leave fingerprints. So this is uploading your paperback manuscript. So this is going to be the inside. We're going to upload cover. We're not going to create a cover. So manuscript 6x9 uploaded, great. We're not going to use our own cover creator. We're going to upload a cover you already have. Upload our cover. Perfect, it's saved. Now we're going to go down here and we're going to launch the previewer, which is very important. Takes a little bit, but that's okay. So this is going to be like your final look. Of course, what you could do is also save it as a draft. You can also, if you're wanting to print them out before you publish it, you can do that too. So it just requires extra time. So, but if that's something like you put your heart and soul into these content books and you really want to make sure everything's perfect, the quality is good, then have it printed before you're going to publish it. Just as we're waiting for the book to do a preview, I would also suggest, I was just thinking about the meal planner that I did. What I actually did, I had all my information in there that I wanted to list. And then what I should have done is went up to here in the left-hand corner when I open it up in the PDF and go down to 2 pages, because then you can see how it's going to look. Because I actually did a couple uploads, because I would upload it and then I would have a look in the preview and be like, oh, I don't like that. You know, I want this page and this page to be facing each other, and I want it to be consistent throughout whatever months there are. So I, especially this meal planning one, this one, I wanted these 2 pages to be facing each other, and then I wanted this other one on the other side. But I needed to add an additional blank page because otherwise it would have offset every other page going down. So that was just some of the things that, you know, doing some previews, even if you got all your information, making sure you do like a side by side, because that's also how it's going to look. All right, so have a look. And there we go. I just scanned through the pages, just making sure if there's any errors, it'll be on this left-hand side here that you'll have to fix. But they're all going to be the same pages, and this is kind of where your bleed line needs to be. So all that information, it won't have a dotted line when it gets printed. Those are just guides. So you can click off the guides, and that's what it's going to look like. Put the guides back on, but all the data needs to be in there. So it looks like this template that we used could have maybe done bleed or no bleed. The bleed would have been if it was just like going to the edge of the pages, just meaning that that's okay. But we're going to, pretty standard. Okay, so because those are all looking good and they're all the same pages, we are going to go to approve down here. All right, we are gonna publish with the without the ISB number, so that big yellow ISB number wouldn't be there. Just going back down. So that looks all good. We did the launch preview. That was what we were just on. Now here is our summary. So when you do your first one, it's going to give you more of a breakdown of what you want to do. and also where you're going to print them. So this one will be on Amazon.com. It's going to be black and white interior. This is the information. On your very first one, it's going to be different, but going forward. So this is going to be my printing costs, and then depending on your currency. So we're going to save and continue. All right, and you can do it all territories or individual territories. It's going to ask you where your majority of your book sales are going to be, and you can choose wherever you want. And if you wanted to do an expanded distribution, that's like large book distributions can use it. You can have to meet the requirements, but we are going to put it at $5.99 USD. Might be a bit high. We can always revisit the price later. It's still your time that you're putting into. So let's go down. So it can take up to 72 hours for your book to be published. And you can, this is where you can request proof. So if you're like, I need a proof before I can publish it, then you would request it and do that. I have never requested a proof, so I have not done that. I'm going to publish your own paperback book and click. All right, so it has been submitted. It can take up to 72 hours. If it doesn't pass the review, they'll email us. And you can also start an ebook if that's something you're interested in, but that's a whole different procedure just because you're going to want to be able for them to write into those lines, which is something a bit different. So yeah, and now we can go down, and that journal is in review, and that's your price. And yeah, we just gotta wait for it. So thanks for watching. So this one, as you can see, is submitted and it'll go live. Oh, I did it for a different price last time. All right, well, I'll try it at $5.99. I'm not going to change it now, but yeah, maybe with the inlined ones, I'll do $5.99, and then the ones that are meal savers or like ones I'm actually spending quite a bit of time because they're going to be putting in certain content will be $6.99. But we'll play with those numbers and see as we keep on going. So I hope this has been helpful. Give me a like and thumbs up and subscribe to keep watching and following this progress with me. Thanks, bye.